Today's Extra.
Hello and welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. I'm Jack Smith, joined by Eric Beattie for the Manager Show. Coach, your team threw the first shutout of the year yesterday. As a pitching coach, is there a better feeling than showing up at the yard and seeing a shutout?
No, I don't think so. It's always good to give up no runs over the course of 9 innings, and to use 3 guys to do it, it's even better.
What did Lucas, Devin, and JD show you last night?
They attacked hitters. They threw a ton of strikes. All of them threw multiple pitches for strikes. Their balls were quality. Most of the balls they threw started in the strike zone somewhere, and it drew a lot of swings. So, yeah, they all 3 pitched phenomenal. It was good to see.
Devin and JD are a couple of guys that have had to wait a long time between their last appearance to yesterday. How do you keep the guys engaged when they're on the shelf for a while?
Yeah, I mean, thankfully they want to get better every day, whether they're on the mound or not. That comes from within them, and that's their own self-discipline. But we make sure they're throwing off the mound. I'm a big fan of throwing off the mound almost every day, especially as a relief guy in some capacity. Obviously adjusting the intensity and distance a little bit, but those guys haven't pitched in a while. It's been, I think, 10 days or so, but they've probably thrown off the mound about 5 to 6 of those days in some capacity to keep them sharp.
What do you think are the added benefits of throwing off the mound versus throwing on flat ground?
Well, you pitch on a mound, so the feeling being 10 inches up higher than the ground, it's a different feeling. And to make sure that they're doing that on an almost daily basis in some capacity, for me, I believe in it.
You guys clinched the 2 seed yesterday, which means a playoff game at home on the 6th. If I told you before the year that you guys would be the 2 seed in the East, what would your reaction be?
Well, I would want to be the 1 seed. But, you know, to get into the playoffs here is what you really want to do. At that point, whoever's hot can keep playing and win this thing. But we're all out here trying to win and go 1 for 1 every day, so that's the goal.
You've got a little bit of wait until the playoffs. What's your message to fans who are maybe on the fence about coming out to Veterans Field on the 6th? Oh,
that's a no-brainer. You got to go. I mean, you got tons of volunteers out there that are going to be ecstatic to be there, and they're going to treat everybody great. You got a bunch of exciting players to watch. Veterans Field is beautiful. There's no better place in America to play baseball than right here, right now.
Jack Smith here with Eric Beattie on the Manager Show ahead of Chatham and YD. On the other side, Scott Pickler picked up his 600th win yesterday, and you've been in the league for a couple of years. What have your conversations with him been over the last couple of years?
Yeah, a lot of these guys, Scott included, but he's just been so supportive, encouraging to me, and for the last 3 years he's been super encouraging. But went over and told him congratulations today, and he says, you know what that means? Just a lot of games. So he said there's a lot of losses in there too, but Scott's an awesome guy. He's meant a lot to a lot of different people.
What former coach that you either played for or coached with has had the biggest impact on your life?
Oh man, that's a tough one. There's been a lot. Going all the way back, my dad coached me. Joe Lavandera coached me from 13 to 16. Jamie Core, Joe Urso, Sam Militello, Laz Gutierrez, Mike DiSarcina. There's my close family friend who never coached a team I was on, but coached me personally, Tommy Phelps. There's a lot to name. I'm sure I missed a bunch, but all those people had big impact.
What made you want to get into coaching?
I love the game and I love people.
Well, that's it?
That's it, man. Yep. I'm a competitive dude. I love the game of baseball, and I love people.
At what point in your life did you realize that going to be a coach was something that you could achieve going forward?
That's a good question. Probably year 2 or 3 of actually coaching is when I realized how bad of a coach I was, and if I needed to do this, I needed to start learning a lot, because I stepped out of playing in 2007 right into coaching, and like most young guys, you step in and you think you're really good. So it took me a couple years to figure out I was really bad, and I had to make a decision. Either I need to get a lot better or I need to go find something else to do, and I'm still here 16 years in.
In your opinion, what made you a bad coach then, and what makes you a good coach now?
Probably perspective, maybe a little too much cockiness back in the day, thinking I was going to be really good. There's always, the longer you're in this game, the more you realize you don't know. And I think once you figure that out, you can start getting better.
Chatham returns to Red Wilson Field tonight for what feels like the first time in a while. I know you've coached for a couple of teams and you've been in this league for a couple of years. What are your favorite fields outside of Veterans Field to play at and coach at?
Outside of Veterans Field, I have great memories in Hyannis. So obviously that one. I have great memories at the old Bourne Field, so if I could choose the old Bourne Field, that would be at the top of the list. But I think Cotuit has a great complex and a great Cape feel. I love Orleans. Orleans is awesome, the hill in right field, and then Harwich is a beautiful place. I love YD. I love all these fields, man. They're all great, and they all have a little bit of character in their own way.
How would you define the Cape feel?
The best, most purest form of baseball that exists. And the sunsets are great, the weather's great, the overall feel and purpose of the league is great, so happy to be a part of it.
Chatham's got a couple more games in the regular season before heading to the playoffs. It's the 1 seed in the East versus the 2 seed in the East tonight. Eric, thanks for the time.
You got it.